Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirits. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. Thank you once again for tuning in to another action-packed show this week. As in this week's episode, we're going to be discussing the topic of plainsailing. Also in this week's show, we have the channeling from the world of spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel for spirit to bring their wisdom and communications through. And then later on in the show, we have this week's energy forecast reading, which will hopefully help you navigate your way forward through the course of this week. So like I say, we're going to be talking today about plainsailing. What do I mean by saying that? I'm talking about stepping outside of your own way. Now, it's something that we're all guilty of doing, isn't it? We're all guilty of putting blocks up in front of ourselves in our day-to-day living, our future plans, also putting excuses in the way in many times. We all do that. That's why I emphasize that. We do it quite a lot, don't we? And what I'm talking about, these blocks that we put up, we put excuses so that we don't have to face the truth of who we are. Now, with this being the case, facing the truth of who we are can be quite daunting, especially when we have a perception of who we think we are. Now, this perception of who we think we are can be a collection of what people expect us to be, how society expects us to unfold and to fit into that mold there so that we can function in society. But it's not necessarily who we truly are. And this is where you may find in your life, if you're following that narrative of the general population, so to speak, the, shall we say, society, you may find that a lot of these roadblocks and excuses that we're talking about are stopping you from living your best life. So in order to get rid of all of that, you first of all need to allow yourself to set some time for you, create some space, and be okay about having that time. You know, stop having any distractions. Maybe turn the mobile phone off. Maybe turn the electronic devices off, such as computers, TV, and just be okay with being in your own company for the purpose of self-reflection and also to reevaluate where you're at in your life. Now, as I say, this can be quite a daunting process, because you will find that there will be a lot of excuses that will try to stop you from going through this beautiful time of peace and self-reflection. And in this time, what you will notice is a lot of your old belief systems trying to stop you from moving forward. They'll come up to the surface, in the surface of your mind, and then that could potentially evoke an emotion that will then again try to stop you from allowing yourself to connect to the truth of who you are. So just be aware of that and know that this is part of the process. It can feel quite negative. It depends upon your perspective. If you understand that these are old belief systems and the only way that you're going to release these old energies is by letting them come up to the surface. So what I would advise in this situation is that you just observe your mind and observe your emotions and allow yourself to be in that beautiful time and space that you've created for this feedback, for the subconscious mind to step forward and to take center stage. Let it feedback, so to speak. Just be aware of all of that noise, all those belief systems, all those emotions that have been laying dormant operating maybe under the surface very subtly, but because you've taken that time out, they're becoming louder and you can be more aware of them. But also, this will take great patience and a great understanding, and be okay with non-attachment. Now, what I mean by this is being okay about witnessing some of these old belief systems, who you think you are, but in actual fact, it's just a program, an old script that has now become outdated. And once you just observe it and see it as that, rather than having any emotional attachment to it, then this will make the process a lot easier and it will flow. Now, what you will notice is during this time of self-reflection and getting to know yourself on a deeper level, there's an element of bereavement that occurs. That's right, you've heard me right, the word bereavement. Because in actual fact, what you're witnessing is an old version of you, an outdated version of you that maybe you have become accustomed to, comfortable with, but you know that it is time to let that go, because nothing in your life seems to be flowing like it once did. And this is for the simple reason that these old systems, programs, belief systems, emotions are stopping you from being the best version of yourself. So in order for that to occur, you have to address the situation. And by doing, as we're talking to you about today, by creating that sacred space, that time for you for self-reflection and observation. And like we say, being okay with non-attachment. So just viewing the process, viewing your thoughts, your emotions, observing them and just thinking, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And having that sort of curious state of being, that's interesting. What you will find if you follow this procedure, and again, it is a personal journey, so don't follow it to the way that I'm describing to you today. This is simply a rule of thumb, a guidance, a guideline, just to let you know that you're okay, you're doing perfectly fine, and this is a natural part of that transition of you letting go of that old version of yourself that isn't you anymore. This is just part of the procedure. But what you will find, and this is something that I've been experiencing, is receiving healing. In this moment when you're observing these things and you're in that peace, you have non-attachment and you're okay to sit comfortably in the silence or in periods of your day with inactivity, then what you'll notice is you'll receive healing. And I certainly have, as I say. And what I've found very interesting about this healing process is that I've felt a direct cold jet of air around my heart chakra, in the center of my chest, basically. Everywhere else around my body is really warm. The house is warm. There's no issues there. There's no windows open or anything like that. And what I've experienced is this cold jet, constant jet of cold energy going to my heart chakra. And to me, it feels very cleansing, very healing, very revitalizing. And I'm just observing the process. I'm not judging it. I'm observing it with that perspective of, that's interesting. That's interesting. There's something happening here for the greater good. I feel it. And you will do. You'll just feel that change in your vibration as you're going through this process, like I have. And this has happened relatively recently for me. So I thought it would be very appropriate for me to share this with you. And again, I'm talking about the healing around the heart chakra there. Also aligning with your truth and connecting to your higher timeline. Now you may notice with elements of your life, like I say, things are going out of balance. Things aren't flowing anymore. There seems to be roadblocks, situations, maybe people or events that seem to be getting in the way of your flow in life. Now, this will be the case where something is coming to an end, like the old belief systems, the old part of you is playing out basically. And also other people will be doing the same. And because you're moving into a new vibration, a new version of yourself, some of these old situations, maybe people, are moving out of alignment within your life path. And so what you will experience, like I say, roadblocks, stumbling points. And this is telling you that you're not meant to be struggling and walking down that path anymore. You've moved beyond those circumstances energetically, mentally, emotionally. And so this is a sign for you to just observe and recognize that, okay, maybe this is my time to take some time out for self-reflection, doing the inner work. And this will allow you to, I would say, consciously catch up with your new vibration, these heightened states of awareness that maybe you're not aware of at that moment in time, but you are aware of all of these negative things or stumbling points on your pathway. You're aware of those and you know that you don't like that. It's uncomfortable for you to experience. And so that is giving you a sense of contrast to the point where you're not wanting that anymore. You're wanting better. This or better. And you choose better. And to enable you to get to that pathway of better, you have to, like we say, hold that sacred space, that time out for you with no distractions, and keep communications to a minimal. You don't want to be influenced while you're going through this process. You just want to be observant of it and make mental notes about what you're observing with non-attachment. Now that sounds a little bit unusual, I understand that, but you're just viewing yourself from a different perspective, a higher perspective, going through this process. But also being okay with your current reality. What I mean by this, when you go into this state of, shall we say, no man's land, where this period of inactivity, where you're just observing who you were, who you've been emotionally, mentally, and you have ideas where you like to move forward in your life, yet those things aren't occurring yet. So you're in this period of no man's land, this period of inactivity. Now, what I'm talking about here is being okay about that, being okay and comfortable. Again, spending time in your own thoughts, with your own feelings, as you are processing the old version of yourself and you're letting go of that. And it's a very healing process, as we've already mentioned today. But being okay with it, with non-attachment, that will also speed up the process and allow you to accept the higher vibrational version of yourself that is ready to be birthed through you with your attention, your intentions, your emotions. As everything, once you align with that new vibration of you, the higher self, the higher vibration, everything is going to change in your life dramatically for the better. And what you will find is there will be more flow in your life. So things will gravitate towards you, the things that you require on your journey, whether that is, if you're learning, for example, whether that is information to do with learning. It could be the fact that you need certain items for your journey. It could mean that you need finances. It could mean anything, really. A new home, a new location, new perspective, maybe a new partner, a relationship. It could be anything. New projects. So it is preparing you for that, isn't it? So be okay with having non-attachment for the process of being in this no man's land, because behind the scenes, and this is to my understanding, what my guides and helpers have explained to me, behind the scenes, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of plans energetically. The connections are being made. The agreements with other souls and their soul path and their soul truths are being placed in alignment. There's a lot happening. So with you moving out of the way with your thoughts, with your emotions of non-attachment, you're allowing this process to flow more gracefully. And you will find that it will happen. It will just happen. So also with this is to make space for the new coming in. Now, this happens when you, like we say, move out of the way emotionally, mentally, and you're just in that space where you're observing life. You're observing life and you're okay with it. You don't have any attachment. So that's creating that space and allowing that space to be there. Now, I've noticed this throughout the course of my life in various points of my life where, as the old saying goes, when one door closes, another door opens. And this is exactly what we're talking about here. So don't be fearful when something comes to an end. It could be a project that you've been involved with. It could be a job. It could be a career. It could be a relation. It could be anything. We could tailor this conversation to anything. But don't be fearful of it. Instead, hold that energy of excitement in your heart. Now, I know this can be quite strange for you to hear, holding a level of excitement when something's just ended that you've worked so hard to do and it's just ended. Well, I would say yes, because it's preparing you and connecting you to what's wanting to come in for your betterment, for you and others around you. So by holding that level of excitement for the next part of your journey, your adventure on your timeline, will connect you to these high vibrational frequencies without any disruption from you. I was trying to think of my words there. So that's what I'm talking about there as well. Holding that space for the new coming in. Also, you will have heard the call of your soul correctly. Now, when you're going through these roadblocks in your life, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion coming up to the surface, and you're aware of that, but there's something inside of you. Now, this is something I've experienced. There's a feeling inside of you. Some will call it intuition. Some will say a gut instinct or a knowing. We would call it clear cognizance, which means clear knowing. And so there's something there that's pulling you out of that situation. You just know that things are changing. You've heard the call from your higher self, your spirit guides and helpers, and it's up to you whether you choose to pick that call up and answer it. Now, what am I talking about when I'm saying that? I'm talking about listening intently to those feelings. When you know something's not right, your feelings are telling you it's not right, and your feelings are also telling you that they're bringing that excitement in, that there's something better there for you. Trust that vibration. Focus your attention on that vibration rather than letting the drama of the roadblocks, of the obstacles in your life overwhelm you. Because it's quite easy for that to happen, isn't it? So just focus on the other. Focus on that excitement, on that intuition that you're picking up. You have heard correctly, so don't second guess yourself. Trust yourself through the process there. And also through this process, I know we talk about spending time alone and going inward and having space for you. But during all of this, I just want to make a point that even though physically you may appear like you're on your own, actually energetically, emotionally, mentally, you're not. You're never alone because you have your higher self. You also have your spirit guides, your friends and family in the world of spirit around you, giving you those hits of inspiration to help you move into the next step of your life and to help you move with ease and grace, with non-resistance. So they are there every step of the way. You may also notice that the universe will be delivering you signs as well, just to let you know that you are actually on the right path and you've made the right decision by taking this time out for self-reflection, evaluation. Now, something that happens to me on a regular basis, and I'm sure those of you that are listening will experience this also, is the fact that I can be, like most people, I'll be on my mobile phone, the TV is on, and exactly at that right point in time, they'll say a line, they'll say a word on the TV. And as I'm reading on my phone, that exact same word is just there. As I'm hearing it, I'm reading it at the right exact time. That happens loads with me at the moment. Now, this is the example I'm talking about the universe letting you know that you are in sync. You're synchronized with your life. You're on purpose. And so trust the process. And this doesn't just happen once for me. Throughout maybe 2 to 3 times of an evening, this can happen when I'm going through these changes. Again, just to tell me that actually you're in sync with the universe. You're on point. You're on your right trajectory in your life. Carry on going as you are and trust the process. So I take it to mean that. And it's beautiful. Also, the words that I am aware that I'm hearing on the TV and also reading at the same time, I'm also making a mental note of those words because I believe there's a message in that why you've heard it as well at the same time. So I also dive deep into what I've heard and relate that to my life at the moment in time when I've heard it. And 9 times out of 10, that information is so exact, so on point, and is a beautiful nudge from the universe just to say you're on the perfect timeline. Keep on going. Have that trust. Have that faith. It's coming in. Just hold your vibration. Hold your nerve there. Don't get anxious. So it's wonderful. Anybody that's listening that has experienced that will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of those jaw-dropping wow moments. I can't believe that. But again, it's synchronicity. It's the universe. It's your spirit team, your family, friends, and loved ones. Again, bringing forward that evidential information to let you know that you're on purpose and you're on point there as well. But going back to what we were saying, when you remove the old blocks and belief systems out of your life starts to flow in your favor. Now, as we've said throughout the course of this episode, you know, when you remove those old versions of yourself, and we've all been there, you know, we've all been brought up in different situations within our life. It could be the school we went to, could be the people within that school, the students, our friends. It could be parents, it could be family, it could be work colleagues, it could be a boss, it could be anything. But we pick up all of these beliefs, and not necessarily all of them are authentic to who we truly are. We simply absorb other people's ideas. And for example, if we align with some of the content that they're talking about, we then adopt that for our own. And it's only upon doing this period of self-reflection, reviewing, that we get to notice a feeling within our physical body when we think or mull over those certain belief systems. And those feelings that we get, or I would say telltale signs to help us to remove those old belief systems from us. And I'm talking about when we have a thought, a belief system. Now, if it's not your belief system, or if it's not in alignment with you, you will feel uncomfortable upon thinking that thought. You will feel very tense in your physicality with your muscles. You'll notice them tensing up. It's that fight or flight sensation that you'll be picking up. So this is an indication to you, telling you that it's not your energy. It's not your thought. It's not your idea. It's not your belief system. It's one that you've adopted, but it's not yours. And so this is where you simply let it go. And to let it go, all you simply do is understand that it's not yours and you don't give it your focused time and attention. You allow it to go. You allow it to be removed. It's very much like, I would say, an old folder that you have on your computer or electronic device. And that folder's sat there for years and years. You haven't reviewed the information. You know it's there, but that information is slowing the device down. It's not allowing the device to run at its optimal speed or efficiency. So when you're aware of this, using that analogy, you would remove that folder and the content within it, wouldn't you, to speed up your computer or your electronic device. This is exactly what we're doing with these old programs. We're removing them by not giving them our time and attention. And also, I would say to employ that level of gratitude for them, because they have given you contrast to get to this point in your life where you are aware of them and you can let them go. So just being aware of that and noticing that once you've done that process and worked through them all, because we all have lots and lots of different software and programs and belief systems hidden within our subconscious mind. And this is by no means a quick fix to work your way through them, but it certainly will get you back on point to being your true, authentic self. So I'm talking about that. Just be gentle with yourself. Go easy with yourself while you're going through this transformative stage in your life, and it can happen at any age. We all have different agendas, different timelines, soul agreements. So just be mindful when you get that feeling in your intuition and you're observant of all the blocks coming in your life, or the drama or the situations that you're not feeling part of anymore, and you're wanting better. You know that you deserve better. You feel it, and it's within those feelings that are encouraging you to do this deep dive of self-reflection there as well. But also give yourself permission to thrive rather than strive. Rather than survive. And this is something that, again, other people's belief systems have said you can't do that because you need this money. You can't do that because you need those documents or papers. You don't live in the right country. All of these survival belief systems being enforced on us. And we've all been there, myself included. In many respects, I'm going through the process at the moment. And there's nothing wrong with that, because it is giving me that perspective of contrast, that this or something better. And I choose and I accept something better. So give yourself permission now to thrive, to be the best version of yourself, to show up to the world, gleaming, sparkling, and being on point, allowing your true self to thrive. You will notice, as I say, lots of opportunities coming your way when you meet yourself in this new vibration, as the new elements that are meant for you will find you. They will align with you, and you'll be quite amazed and surprised when they do show up, as it will be beyond anything you've imagined. So just give yourself that opportunity to accept the wondrous life that is already here, just waiting for you to vibrationally allow and connect with it. And in doing this, you will obviously feel connected. You'll feel that love. You'll feel that flow state back in your life. And you'll notice that one opportunity will then lead into another. You'll get introduced to new people who will know other people that are looking for somebody like you that do the things that you do, that they require. And so everybody in turn benefits. And what you'll find when you go into this state of plain sailing, going with the flow after you've done the inner work, obviously, is that you'll be encouraged by energy to be in a position where everybody benefits from a situation. So it's not necessarily just about you, because we're all connected vibrationally, energetically, and emotionally. And so when you reach that level of high vibration, what you will notice is, like I say, it will benefit other parties. and it will benefit their friends and their associates. And this is how that light is spread through you, making this conscious decision to thrive rather than survive. And so everyone will benefit, everyone will start shining. And this is how we create heaven on earth. This is how we create our new reality, and we live the best version of ourselves. So trust the process and have that level of self-love, gratitude and appreciation throughout this process, as this will keep you buoyant. This will keep you keeping moving. It will allow you to see parts of you that you didn't know were there. I'm talking about these high vibrational frequencies, these new belief systems that are coming in through your connection to source, to the universe, to spirit. And so setting also healthy boundaries with people in your life is also a key to holding a high vibrational lifestyle and connecting in with the best version of yourself, allowing you to plain sail in your life. So you will have to make that conscious decision to set healthy boundaries with the company that you keep and how much energy you give and allow yourself to express to others. Well, I hope you find that information encouraging, especially as we embark on this new year of 2024. Maybe it's given you something to reframe in your life in order to move with ease and grace and feel this beautiful positive energy that I'm certainly experiencing myself so far in 2024. It's starting to move gradually, but we're only in the second week after all, but I'm feeling it gaining momentum. I don't know about anybody else, whether this is, it just feels to me personally a little bit more different to previous New Year's. So I'm feeling very excited about what this year has to unfold for us all there. So now we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which is the channeling from the world of spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel in order for spirit to blend their frequencies and energies and bring their wisdom through. Now, as you know, I love this part of the show. I'm always excited to hear what the world of spirit have to say for us all and what guidance they have for us. And as you know, I've mentioned it many times, when I go into this trance-like state, all I hear is like a dull, like murmuring sound like that. So I'm unaware of the information that's coming through. So I'm excited to listen to this along with you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's channeling from Spirit.
We'd like to thank you for listening in and dropping by week by week. We very much look forward to this opportunity in bringing forward these shared universal wisdoms that we share with you. It is our understanding that in the year of 2024, most of you will undertake a shift in your vibrational alignment, where you'll be feeling your heart expanding in such a rate that you will feel in a state of constant bliss and alignment. Now, what we're suggesting to you with this reference is that you will feel that warmth in your heart, your physical heart. You will feel the need to follow that urge, to chase that feeling, to align with that feeling. You will know that this is for your highest good. There'll be those of you that will be experiencing pressures around the head, and also the experiences of feeling nausea, a little bit dizzy. This is perfectly natural as you move into new vibrational alignment. What you will find is that you'll be gifted time, and that is one of the greatest commodities one can ever receive. Your time will feel like it's being stretched, and what we mean by that is the fact that you will accomplish far more in a small amount of time, and you will be wondering how on earth you're enabling yourself to to achieve all of these things in the allotted time. And we say this is because time is very elastic at this moment in the year of 2024. We will get a lot done. That is, if you listen to the feelings and the stirrings of your heart chakra will align you with these optimum influences. You will also take note that in this year, there's going to be quite a lot of people in an element of distress. And we do not wish to pull the vibration down of this transmission by talking about this. However, we will outline what we're referring to. There'll be a lot of untruths coming up to the surface. There'll be a lot of illusions being exposed. And there'll be a lot of confusion in society as it witnesses this massive transformation in your evolution. Now it is upon your shoulders, those who choose to carry the light in their heart chakra, to not concern yourself with these vibrations. Instead, you are to focus on that feeling of your heart and allow yourself to be your true self in every single moment. And by doing this, you will be a grounding influence for those people that are going through times of turbulence. You won't know it at the time, but on an energetic level, your communications, whether that be in person or over the internet or over other various forms, energetic forms, you will be emitting a frequency, one that is picked up and understood by those around you. We leave you with this thought, and we leave you with this encouragement that you are enough, you are worthy, you deserve it, and you are to continue to follow that heart. Get out of the frustrations of your mind and stop working things out and putting things into boxes and being over-analytical. We say that that is an old vibration and one in which you will let go of. Instead, you will be working on a feeling frequency. To some of you, this will come as quite a surprise and quite an unusual way of existing, as you've always been told what to do and when to do it. And so when you see beyond those illusions and feel into each and every one of your moments, again, we're referring to what we was talking about earlier about time being stretched and you achieving more in the allotted time that you have. I'd now like to pass you over to another communicator who wishes to bring some information for you. But I personally thank you for listening, and I hope this information finds you well and aligns with you and helps you in your new year of 2024.
You see, what I like about this new time in your civilization is people are going to be more responsible for themselves and their feelings, and they'll know that whatever they're feeling, other people will feel, and so they'll be more observant of their emotions than they have done before. Whereas before, you've just felt it and not given any thought to what about anybody else. This year's all about community. It's about rising up and standing together, being strong. But also in this year, there's going to be a tremendous amount of change where you will take your own power back. And I don't wish to sound egotistical when I use that term, taking your own power back. I'm referring to for you knowing that you've always had the ability to create your life, create the world in which you live in. And this year it will be more obvious to you, to most of you anyway, that this is what you will be doing. Instead, you'll be doing things that feel right for you and your family and friends, rather than following orders or, shall we say, principles that do not match you on an energetic vibrational level. Now, some of you may find or observe that this is an act of rebellion, and we say no, it isn't. It's an act of self-responsibility and love. It's an act of love because you're connecting to your truest vibration, which is love. And love doesn't have fear. And when you vibrate the vibration of love, you then hold your frequency stronger in your heart, in your soul, and you move courageously forward in the knowledge that this is just and this is true, and that you're vibrating higher frequencies for others to align with and to feel that frequency within them. So I would like to wish you all an amazing 2024, as I know a lot of you that are listening are already feeling those very strong changes in your atmosphere. You're feeling a level of tranquility and peace. You're feeling that amazement in solitude, and those inspirational answers coming to you in the form of solitude. And in fact, there will be a lot of you that embraces solitude as a part of your evolution to help you move forward. And what I mean by this is you'll be setting time aside in your busy schedules to sit in the silence, to sit in the power, and embrace the truth of who you are. I hope this finds you well, and I'd like to leave you with my love and blessings as I pass you on to one more communicator.
I want to ask you the question. What feels right to you? What is your dominant thought process? And how are you going to bring it forward into your now reality? Deep questions, I know, but ones that you should be using your intellect in order for you to trigger that natural heart-based emotional response. We want you to notice and observe that response to those questions I've asked you. Many of you will begin with the response of fear or trying to work it out mentally. And going back to what we were saying, we're talking about you feeling your way. So when life poses you a question, don't react to it. Feel your way into it. And it's in that process that the answers will be given to you. It will take a great amount of courage for you to push forward into the beyond with this knowing. That's what this year's all about. That inner knowing and feeling into life, rather than trying to work it out and manage it in such a way that it becomes stifling for you. It becomes a restrictive obstacle in your way, stopping you from flourishing and being the best version of yourself. So remember, when life poses you a question, feel your way through it. Pause and go into the heart chakra. Feel your way through it, as this will make you align with your true calling. And in doing so, it will also help those around you. I'm going to go now, and in doing so, I'm going to leave you lots of love and healing. thank you for listening every time we post these transmissions. We're tremendously grateful that you do listen and you embrace and embody the energy within these transmissions. We hope this vibrational alignment finds you well, with love and with peace.
What a fantastic communication there from the world of spirit. Nice to hear all of that encouraging information for this year of 2024. And it was wonderful to hear Spirit's gratitude for not only the channelings, allowing them to come through, but also for you all listening and embodying that information, and also the vibrations embroidered into that communication there. But interesting to hear about 2024 and the shift in frequency, moving more into the heart chakra and aligning with the purest feeling rather than engaging in that intellectual based level of thinking there for this year. Physically as well, this is something that I've encountered already, experiencing headaches and feeling sick. So it's nice to hear that this is actual energy and us coming into alignment with those frequencies. So nothing to be alarmed about if you're experiencing that this moment in time there. But interesting also that time will feel like it's being stretched, and we'll feel and we'll actually physically witness that we'll be able to achieve more in the allotted time that we have. Very interesting. I'm sure that's going to be very welcomed for many of you that are listening there. And also in this year, there's going to be a lot of distress with people as well, as some of the illusions that have been kept from us are going to be coming to the surface and going to be exposed. So it was encouraging to hear not to get distracted off our path. Again, trusting, following the heart, following the feelings are paramount, more so now than ever. As we begin to take personal responsibility with our emotions and we move into that energy, we're also going to be witnessing a level of community evolving around us into 2024 there, as we're all going to take our own personal power back. And this is going to be very empowering, not only for us, but also influential for those people that are around us, such as community, family, friends, acquaintances there. But also don't do anything that you're not feeling that energy, that you're not aligned with, which would go in alignment with taking back that personal responsibility. Interesting to hear by the last communicator talking about using your intellect in order to trigger a heart-based response. So, in other words, to feel your way, feel your answers as they will be given to you from your higher self, from the world of spirit. And as you align with that frequency, this is where your answers to whatever is vexing you at this moment in time throughout the course of this year will be given to you. And it's holding that space for that energy to unfold, to give you that next step upon your pathway in this year. So we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which is this week's energy forecast reading. So please sit back, take notes if you need to, and enjoy this week's forecast reading. Hello, my name is Glenn Boddice and I'm a spiritual medium, and welcome to this week's energy forecast reading for the week commencing Monday, the 8th of January 2024. Now, those of you that watch me work before will know that I connect with my spirit guides and helpers, channeling the information for you that way, and also consult the wisdom of the angel tarot cards. So what I'm about to do is just shuffle the cards and allow a card to come out at random. And here we are. This is your card for this week's energy forecast reading. I'm now going to link into the energy of that card and bring forward the information for you. First of all, my guides are telling me to tell you that this week you're going to be shedding old skins. And with saying this, you're going to find yourself looking at the world from a fresh perspective, with new vision, new eyes. You're going to have this new energy that's going to catapult you forward this week. And you'll find that you won't be able to hold on to your words for long. Words will be on the tip of your tongue, and previously, before last year, you would have held on to those words and kept them to yourself. This year will see you actually projecting those words forward and just letting them land where they land. And you're okay and you're fine with either result by doing this. So it's very much you stepping into your power already into this second week of 2024. Also, I am being told to watch out for your eyesight in particular this week. You will be experiencing your eyes sharpening and then dulling and going in and out of focus during the course of this week. And I do feel that this is not a medical thing. It's down to frequency, energy. You've heightened your vibration and you're just aligning and also connecting with these new vibrations. You're going to also see part of the world of the unseen being made available to you out of the corner of your eye, little specks of color, shadows. Now, don't be alarmed or intimidated by this. It's just your eyes and your, shall we say, energetic system recalibrating itself, and you're going to see more of what's actually happening around you in your present moment consciousness. Also, be aware of some tingling sensations in your teeth, in your physical teeth, like a nerve. Now, again, this is nothing to concern yourself about. It's nothing physical as such, although it will feel very physical to you at the time. This is, again, energy playing out as your nervous system now is more heightened. And what you will find is you'll be picking up on, like I say, another reality that has always been here, but you just haven't had the facilities, the tools, if you like, to connect in with it, not to the degree that you will have after this week. I'm also sensing there's going to be some emotions with you this week, as these emotions are you just letting go that final stage of the past, again, shedding those old skins. And with you doing this, you're going to feel that freeing sensation. You're going to have more energy, and you're going to be wanting to explore and visit new areas of interest. So I'm talking about, when I say areas of interest, I'm talking about different locations. You'll feel that natural urge or stirring to go and visit different places, to step outside of your comfort zone, and in fact, embrace this new vibration as it comes in to 2024. I'm also sensing that within this week, you'll have some very important decisions to make regarding your heart chakra. And I'm being told in particular emotions and feeling and expressing your emotions. And again, not being afraid by doing that. I'm also feeling my heart chakra expanding as I'm saying this to you, as I do feel as though your heart is coming into alignment. And with previously, there was an element of resistance around the heart chakra. I feel already into this year that those barriers are now going to be removed, and you're going to flow, expressing how you truly feel, also sharing that unconditional love with those that are lucky to be around you at this moment in time. I am being told relationship. So somebody needs to hear that out there. Relationship. And I'm seeing a question mark, and then I'm seeing thumbs up from my guides there. So I feel as though that you're to have faith and you are to march on forward and trust again. That's stirring within your heart. So let's turn over the card, see what the card says for you. The top of the card, it says 6 of Raphael. So I'd like you to research the angel number of number 6, as I feel that that is very prominent for you. Raphael, the feeling I get with that is, I feel as though it's talking about trusting your heart and being creative. Let your expression flow through you. Again, all coming from the heart. And this can come in the form of artistic expression, singing, dancing, performing, even in writing, creative writing there. So allow that to come out. Let's read the inscription at the bottom. And it reads, embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. I feel this is you connecting in with your heart chakra. Again, we spoke about relationships there, didn't we? And I feel as though this is just outlining that and saying that everything's working on point. you to trust that stirring within your heart and feel that magnetic pull and follow it with playful curiosity, very much like a child would do there. They wouldn't concern themselves about the details. They would just go with that excitement. So this is telling you to do the same. Around the edging of the card, we've got this beautiful color of green. To me, that represents growth for you. It also represents grounding your energy, being present, get out of your head and into your heart, telling you to follow your heart chakra more so now than ever. And you're safe to do so there as well. Also, green is a connection with nature. And again, we mentioned that you'll be feeling that stirring to visit different locations. So again, trust that stirring. This is your heart wanting to embrace nature, embrace different energies, different locations, again, to heighten your vibration as well. So taking a look into the artwork of the card, we've got this masculine and feminine childlike energy there, very prominent in the center of the card. To me, that's talking about the inner child. It's now playtime. It's now time to come out and play. And also it's talking about balancing that sensitive side within yourself and also that masculine energy within yourself that's making plans, that is that natural born leader, that has that confidence to step up. And this doesn't matter whether you're male or female. We all have both of these elements within us. So it's telling you to balance both of these elements, as this is the key to this year ahead for you there as well. Now, interesting that the masculine energy is holding some flowers there. So it's talking about don't feel guilty about giving. If you feel that urge to give to others, whether this is your time, your humor, your energy, give it. Open yourself up. It will be greatly appreciated and received very well. This is also a forest setting there as well. So we're talking about grounding your energies again. And also, if you notice, there's a lots of water in the background. So this is talking about your emotions, your past emotions now. Leave them behind. They're no longer serving you where you're going, where you are and where you're moving forward within your life. They've served you up until this point. But from this week onwards, you are to go with the flow, trust, and make new pathways, following that inspiration from your heart, following that childlike, playful curiosity and guidance, and allow that to be your navigational system throughout the course, not only of this week, but of this year there as well. There's also within this card lots of beautiful colors. There's a sunset in the background. This is talking about you shedding light onto a situation. And I feel as though it is the inner child, that you giving yourself permission to be playful and have that joy in your heart. So that's what I'm picking up for this week. Thank you for hearting, commenting, liking, and sharing. If you've enjoyed this and you would like to help and support the work that I do, I have got a Buy Me a Coffee link with it, which is a virtual tip jar. And so all of your donations will be gratefully received and used in accordance with the work that I do to help people ascend and grow on this spiritual pathway there. If you would like any of my products or services, go over to my website, www.glennboddicespiritualmedium.com, or you can find me on Facebook, Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium. Join me every Monday with my radio show From Beyond with Glenn Boddice, talking about all things paranormal, spiritual, and self-help. And you can find me 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on www.pulsetalkradio.com. Have a fantastic week, everybody. God bless and bye for now. Wow, well, that certainly sounds very encouraging for us all this week, doesn't it? Second week into 2024, and nice to hear that we're shedding those old skins and trusting more from that heart chakra, and that seems to be an ongoing theme in today's show, particularly with the information that have come forward from the channeling there as well. So I hope that aligns with you and gives you that momentum that you need to push your way through into 2024. Anyway, if you have any stories you'd like to share of a paranormal self-help nature, please contact me at www.glennboddicespiritualmedium.com or glennboddice@live.co.uk. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you same place, same time next week. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to From Beyond. For more information about what products and services Glenn provides, go to Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium